Okay.
All right, we are live. We are so sorry we are late, folks. We are definitely running on CP time. Yeah. Sorry. Okay. All right, so welcome to the Ready to Love panel. Once again, Fridays, 9:15, 9:30-ish, that time. We get here when we can in between
Around
that
here.
time frame. We get here when we can. And I am here. I am here with the panel, okay, with the people that I absolutely have so much fun discussing Ready to Love with. I've got D Movie Man and I've got Shayna. So I'm going to allow them to introduce themselves and kind of talk about, their channel, et cetera, et cetera. So I'll start off with Shayna, ladies first.
Oh, thank you. Hey y'all. I know I missed it last week, so let me come in here with my Sierra hair. I did it for D.
Listen, I appreciate it so much.
We love it. It was good.
Thank you. But I've been doing my channel. I'm just coming up on my year. It's about to come up this month.
Oh,
So
wow.
yeah, thank you. Doing reviews, TV show reviews, trying to squeeze in some hot topics when I can.
Mm-hmm.
But happy to do it with my fellow panelists. We have a good time.
Yes, you just had a special guest on your channel.
Yes, my mother was on my channel.
She was a special guest.
Fun. Yes, very much special guest. And she came
Yeah.
prepared with notes and everything. I said, oh, okay, let me step to the side.
Right.
Yes. Okay, D.
Yes. Hello, everyone. This is D Movie Man, fellow cinephile, popcorn addict, and emerging film critic, coming to you all with reliable recaps, reviews, and reactions. That is the gist of what I do over on my channel. At the moment, I am playing catch up. Things have been on pause for a little bit, but I am hoping to cover, at the very least, my full thoughts on They Clone Tyrone, finish out Queen Charlotte, yes, still, and hopefully cover more upcoming films, and of course, not only Ready to Love, but maybe future topics and all kinds of things to be discussed with this wonderful panel of lovely ladies here. So yes, feel free to check me out.
Yes,
My mama said, when are you coming with They Clone Tyrone? So, I mean, the people are waiting.
Okay, I know. Been trying to make the work-life balance happen, and the work is winning. So
Okay, hello. Please. Yes, you're absolutely right. We are missing one person for now. I think they might be joining. Miss Kira Speaks. She may be joining later on this evening. I'm not sure. She is celebrating a birthday with one of her littles. I don't know if he's a little. I don't know what his age range is, but she's celebrating with her baby. And so if she is not able to join us, we wish her and her son a happy birthday. And they'll be back. She'll be back next week. So let's get into the episode. So Ready to Love, episode 6, season 8 or 9, whoever you ask, season or episode 6, dates and doubts. So the women have the power, and Tommy has gathered them together. You know how he likes to have those proclamations. Basically, Tommy Miles here, and I am the master of love. So I've got all of the power to give y'all. You know how he talk, like he just
always.
Just
it wouldn't be right.
Hey, Miss Lynette. Hey, Lynette.
Hey.
I'm glad you made it too. We glad you made it. Anyway, sorry, my Tommy voice got my throat all caught up. Okay, so he's saying to the ladies that they need to lay it all out on the table, right? Talk to these men that you're interested in about your doubts and the things that you're a little, things that give you pause within the relationship. So we first start out with a series of couple or not group dates, but one-on-one dates. Finally, we've gotten to the place where we have one-on-one dates and we can actually see the chemistry. So before we get into like the specifics and the specific dates, overall thoughts of the episode and the chemistry that y'all saw. Ladies first. Ladies first.
Y'all so messy. I didn't finish.
We are messy. We low key messy. Okay, I'll flip that. T, go ahead first. Go first.
I actually wasn't thinking when I was thinking ladies first. I totally forgot about the.
Me too.
Yeah,
my bad.
But also, Belle, don't forget to look at the private chat too. But
yes,
you so as far as the episode, I thought it was interesting to me only because I picked up on certain things and I just had a lot of observations, and there were certain things that were discussed and talked about, and just within the episode and all that I thought that just like it kind of took me by surprise. So to me, I was more entertained. The last couple have been kind of but for me, I was kind of entertained by this because if nothing else, I knew I was going to definitely have some commentary to provide just based off of some of the little things I noticed. So yeah, so I thought it was cool for the most part. I'm Aries is my girl. So I once again, I feel like just it's a different kind of energy when she's on screen as opposed to the shenanigans that we get from so many of the other folks on this cast. So that's kind of been the bright spot for me. But I'll get more into my thoughts as we go on.
I will say the ladies were complaining about the men, not really being present or involved or showing interest. And I'm in agreement with the ladies. I'm not seeing really any love connections. We're about like halfway through almost. I don't see any. I guess we'll get into it.
I was
on the horizon.
Yeah, no, I'm with y'all. We'll talk about it, but y'all check the chat as well because okay. Okay, so Ariel and Phil. We love Ariel. She's so cute, so pretty. Apparently, they've got a little thing going on. Ariel and Phil, they talking for 50, 100, 11 hours at night. They keep Ariel and whatnot.
Is that the new name? Did I miss something last week?
My bad.
That is funny because Shayna said it and I was thinking it, and that's why I started.
Oh Jesus! Okay, y'all know who I'm talking about. I'm turning into one of those grandmas. Ariel, Austria. You know your name, girl. She know her name.
It start with an A. It's fine.
Aries.
It's all good. I didn't know I was about to say I didn't know we were taking it under the sea.
Aries. My bad.
ED, that is a sign that you should have been reviewing the Little Mermaid on your channel.
I know.
See, I did the short. See, I can't always tell what the folks want. That's why I throw the shorts up. But okay, but it's okay. I'll take y'all putting me on blast. So yeah,
I mean,
yeah. So one of her doubts is that she's looking for a father figure, I guess, to help the two boys that she has. She's been divorced twice, and she, talked to Phil about that. What do you think?
So she said she was divorced twice? I missed that part.
Yes.
Oh, so one child from each. Then I caught that part, but I missed that part.
Yeah. Hold on, y'all. Okay, I ain't gonna be. I'm gonna have to break the fourth wall. How do you get this thing off of here? Hold on. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry.
I was trying to look it up, but it should be like under the banners and settings. Like I can't see it from mine because I'm not hosting.
Me?
Yeah, I never saw that before. I'm not tech savvy.
My bad, y'all. Sorry, folks. We moving. I promise. We just need to.
But it's okay while we fixing the technical difficulties.
Yeah.
We'll talk amongst ourselves.
Yeah. My bad. Yes. Okay. Wait, I did have a question about Aries and Phil. They kept saying, "Oh, I'm not gonna." It feels like we're in a long distance relationship. It feels like we're not gonna be able to see each other again. Yeah. Are they not like going out on dates?
I hate to interrupt, but maybe if you scoot your chair back a little bit.
You think? But here's the thing, though. Oh my God, this is so ridiculous. Here's the thing. I have not seen this before.
I've not seen this.
I've not seen this before. D do not be in here laughing.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I had to look away from the screen for a second.
Oh my God.
Like, yeah,
Okay, hold on. Let me.
We'll talk about it. We got the question while you figure it out.
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't know. I guess because they're not supposed to be dating like outside of the cameras. So that's why they feel like, okay, well, we're not dating. But every season they always talking about behind the scenes. We was together. So now y'all just sticking to the rules. I don't believe it. I'm not interested. That's why y'all ain't talking.
It doesn't. I don't know though. Like, because there was a couple people who kept saying, "Oh, I don't know if I'm gonna see you again, or when are we gonna see each other again?" Or it just didn't seem like they talk to each other in the like that. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, and it's like, oh, we're just talking and texting. I'm like, what? I haven't even seen them have a conversation. So since when?
Yeah.
Well, I guess
I forget about Phil too.
Yeah,
I was gonna say, it feels like that. I feel like I have said this on every single like panel recap, but it's just like I don't know what they are leaving on the cutting room for, or if they're just suddenly bringing folks together just for or showing us a scene, on this episode that they had already filmed. I don't know what it is, but we always get like some kind of surprise gathering or surprise date or surprise one-on-one or something. We're just like, oh, so how did this come about? It's like, and like I said, I understand that's how that works, but it just feels like there's always something missing. It feels like, with the exception of maybe like a few people, there's always at least one or two where we're just like, okay, so how do we get from point A to point B from the last episode to this one? So
cannot connect the dots. I don't know. I feel like, and then with Phil being forgettable, it's like, who's memorable? Like, I'm trying to figure out who's memorable. And everybody's, I forgot about Chris 2.0 until he won. I mean, yeah.
Okay, we weren't the only one.
Like, we ain't seen him. We didn't see the men, especially. But
yeah. Oh, just a side note. I don't think this is going away, y'all. Unless
right there is good. We can see you if you.
Okay, well, back up a little bit.
Yeah, do like
back.
Yeah, like just like Fat Joe said, lean back.
Yeah,
lean
all the way.
On. You know what? I'm about to. Y'all just gonna have to not see my face for now. For now. I'll be back. Hold on, I gotta figure.
You gotta see your reactions. It's kind of hard to see because it's cutting off your glasses on the top.
Okay. We gonna get it together. I promise, people. We are, but not today. Okay. Anyway, moving on. So Sierra and Chris 2.0, aka Q card. Okay. So what was he talking about? He says he doesn't have insecurities, and then I think Sierra brings up the Birkin bag debate. What were y'all thoughts on that date between Sierra and Chris 2.0?
I'll go. I think I caught it for the most part. One,
girl, what did you see? What show?
I saw that. I saw about half. See, I wasn't gonna tell nobody. I was gonna keep it a secret.
Belle has no loyalty, but that's okay.
Oh, my bad. I do have loyalty.
Hey, Kira.
Hey.
Kira. Hold on, I'm about to play around with the layout.
And you got comments in the chat too. Don't forget them. Hey, everybody in the chat.
Yes.
But yeah, with this date, I was thinking, Sierra, when is she gonna take her wig back off? I know the date was kind of boring. I want her to take her wig off.
I was gonna say that I guess Sierra just has taken a stance and said that, like, when it comes to her wig, like, I'm gonna stand beside it, because she gave us like 2 episodes of the platinum blonde, shortcut swoop and all that, and then she just like, I'm this wig. That's all y'all gonna get for the rest of the season. I'm like, well, shoot, you could have just done that from the beginning.
I don't know.
It's cute though. I like it. Y'all don't.
I think just her a little bit.
Yeah. I don't think she looks bad with it. It's just because she came out with that, and that was such a kind of distinct look. This just, to me, isn't quite on the same level. I don't think she looks bad at all. It's just kind of it's just 2 levels as far as the look to me.
Did you get to catch the episode, Kira?
Yeah. Hold on, I'm gonna play around with this
Yes,
layout.
I did. My freaking Wi-Fi is going. It's just that's trying to get the other way. I did. It was better. We got single dates and not a whole bunch of group dates. I was like,
Yeah, we appreciate
to see a
that.
bunch of
They
people.
need to have that because there's no connections really. So
Hold on. Let's show this one. Christopher wasn't genuine to me in that moment, and I think Sierra was on to something. It sounded like he was trying to sell himself to an employer versus being his genuine self. I would have to 100% agree with that.
Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah, this is really just a continuation of the I am Christopher and I am so excited to be here, so it's just more of that and him talking about, I walked in New York Fashion Week and so on and so forth. So it's just kind of like resume versus knowing about yourself. Like that's not you're not giving us insight.
Right.
Sassy Red when she was out with Lee.
Right. Do y'all think that he just, I guess maybe he's just socially awkward, maybe, and that's the reason why he was doing that, and he thinks that that's what women want to hear? Because it just, I don't know what his issue is.
They did say he's an actor. Didn't you say behind the scenes that he's an actor? So maybe he was just...
Really.
Oh,
okay. So definitely, Shayna, you're gonna have to share the RTL T. Okay, because I didn't know that. Okay. Any other thoughts on Sierra and Chris 2.0?
I was just curious because I wanted to pose the question. Do you guys think that? So when it comes down to the whole Birkin thing, do you think that, ironically enough, for a man who has no insecurities, was Chris inadvertently displaying an insecurity? Was Sierra just kind of joking? Or do you think she was trying to test the waters with that question? Like, what do you guys make of that?
Shani, you want to go first or you want me to go?
I don't know. With Birkingate, I think she was testing the waters. I think she was testing the waters. She said it was a joke, but I didn't hear hardly any sarcasm or nothing. She was just like, "Oh, you ain't gonna get my Birkin? Okay." And then, I mean, he did have a valid point of like, I just met you. I don't even know your last name. Who are you? And you come around talking about this Birkin. A Birkin could cost some people's annual salary. I mean, I don't know. I don't think he know he don't got the money to be buying no Birkins. So
he tried her at the end though, called her out because she he drove.
Yes, he did. I was like,
came in her Uber. I say, oh, he trifling. Okay, I see how he is.
It was an Uber Black because Janelle was saying she take Uber Black only. Oh, that's right. Y'all don't know this heat. See?
No, we don't. But even if she was taking an Uber, like we here in the city, we take Ubers all the time. Like that's just the thing.
Yeah.
I was gonna say now, if underneath that there was a now if he was suggesting that she drives an Uber and that's like her job or something like that, then that might be one thing. Which that may not actually be what he was saying. But yeah, the Uber, it kind of threw me off. I was like, well, I wasn't expecting him to say that. But then when I thought about it, it was like, well, anybody can take an Uber. So, it's not necessarily it doesn't signify socioeconomic status, so to speak. But but if she's driving an Uber and that's her real job and she's talking about Birkins, then maybe there's more of an expose there.
Right. I think he was just butthurt. And I agree with Portia. Christopher's feelings was just hurt.
Yes, they were.
Honestly, all the guys during the elimination process, they were just defensive and hurt, but we'll get into that when we get there.
If Young Jock can do Uber and Lyft, I don't see why Sierra.
Wait a minute, Jock doing Uber and Lyft?
He wasn't, but at one point he said it's an extra stream of income, so why not? Why not?
You know what? Go ahead. As long as it's legal and you yeah, okay, that's good.
If she's just saying to provide Birkins, it's just like, why are you on this show? You're not gonna really find that here. The chance of finding that is slim.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like maybe ooh, I don't know what I was about to say, but for whatever reason, For the Love of Ray J just popped in my head. Oh, what a throwback. I'm so sorry.
That show was really good though. That show was so
it was
good.
a mess, but yes, it was
Yes.
good. Y'all remember Danger with that tattoo on her face? Man,
Yeah.
what a time!
I gotta pull these people up because I done forgot about them.
You forgot about Danger? She smashed the
Yeah.
homie.
I remember Danger.
I remember him saying that because I remember that phrase being iconic.
Yeah, and everybody was
Smash the homie.
him and his friends were singing that, which of course is shiesty in the
Right.
grand scheme of things.
Exactly.
But that was a memorable moment. But yeah, Danger was interesting.
I'm pretty sure I remember.
I was trying to figure out that tattoo on her face was real or fake, like for the longest time.
Yeah,
And she got it on the show. She got it on the show, or like
no, she already had it.
Yeah.
I gotta look back. I gotta go back and look because I don't remember at this point. Okay, so Christopher 1 and Jessica, we doing field trips now. So popping up to jobs and whatnot. I guess they were just wanting to show us that he really does have a place of employment, and I appreciate that. She brings him lunch. She had a cute outfit on, by the way. Just wanted to point that out. And they go into because Christopher is a construction developer. He was on the construction site. She brought him lunch. They went into the starter home that they were building for, I guess, residential construction. And they're having a conversation about their doubts. And Jessica opens the floor up with saying that Chris does not communicate with her and doesn't show consistency, which has been kind of a running theme that we've been seeing. So what are y'all's thoughts on Jessica's approach and Christopher's rebuttal?
I just don't see it for them. I don't know. The way they was arguing at improv last week and all this tension with this lunch. And when are we going to see Chris 1.0 on a real date? He ain't been at a restaurant or nothing yet.
Nope.
He's at the house, on the job.
Stay at somebody's house. Right.
Like, but them two, I mean, I don't know. She said she didn't have his number. And I was like, why didn't you get his number the first day that y'all met? He didn't bother to reach out to you. You didn't give him yours. What happened? I was like missing pieces there.
The other thing is she kind of sounded like somebody's mama a little bit to me.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Keep going, D. I cut you off completely.
Oh no, I was just listening. I just hop in whenever you guys, ladies first. You good.
He just sounds like somebody. She sounds like somebody's mama. So you're going to call me next time because I need consistency in my life. It's just like, well, girl, if he not calling, then he don't like you.
He said she's tired of him not reaching out. Same thing Janelle said last week with, who was it, Herbert?
Herbert, yes. Which all the women I'm starting to see. Jessica gives stern and uptight school teacher. Exactly. I want her to loosen up a little. Yes. She... Personally, I think she need Marvin in her life. She need Marvin to get her loosed up a little bit loose. For real. She needs something. She do. She need a little something because it's all the way up tight.
You know what? You know what that's giving me? You remember when I always have a throwback, don't I? Remember on the Puerto Rico episode after Nene and Claudia got into it? And then she was talking about how tight Claudia's bob was. Hers is tight, and she kept doing this. That's what I get from Jessica. It's just everything's tight, like
definitely giving nonsense.
Yes, more to that scowl.
Yes, because it was the same thing. Because I told you guys when Chris had said the whole thing about, I have a business, but if you're sick and you're not doing well, then you're my business. And she was just sitting there like, just face stuck. I was like, okay, are you not? You must not be impressed by that answer. But it just seems like that's her general. I don't know if it's a resting face or what it is, but yeah, it just seems like she may not be an unpleasant person, but it just doesn't register that she's that happy when we see her.
Right, exactly. That's exactly. I'm like, girl, Jessica, please fix your face. I don't know. Jessica did sound like somebody's mom. I almost tweeted that, but was like, nah, she might take it the wrong way. Right. So that's the other piece. I don't think she doesn't look old or like nothing or aged or anything like that. She just
Yeah.
It's not even
right.
just RBF. It's her personality, like RBF. But it's like, oh, we gotta talk to you. You know, girls used to be back in the day, like, oh, I thought you was stuck up until I started talking to you, and you're so cool. No, when she talks, her face matches her uptight, strict and stern, no nonsense, iron fist personality.
Very iron fist. Very, very iron
And you know what else I noticed? And this is all Shayna's fault. Because I'm not saying I wouldn't notice this anyway, but I've noticed it even more because of her. But it looked like Chris was getting up to go, and Jessica said, like, oh, well, I'll take care of this. And he like put the fork in this full bowl of food that was still there, like he was about to go. And I was just like, okay, Shayna done already put these shows and these folks on blast for leaving perfectly good food on the table. So I was like, what's going on here? Like, you ain't taking that with you? Why?
Okay, so I'll give them that. Like, you know how sometimes when you're nervous or you're under stress or pressure, you can't really eat. I don't know if you're like that, but I'm like that. If I feel like I'm stressed out, I've got pressure going on, somebody's watching me, I wouldn't be able to eat. So I probably would leave food as well. I'll give them that.
I guess D calling me out because on my reviews I will, because nobody ever gets it. They just leave it there. They're like, get it to go, pack it up,
right?
Put it in the bag and take it home. Like
not a to go, not a to go plate, not
right,
Tupperware, not
this was already in Tupperware, so just put the lid on top.
maybe her food wasn't good. Maybe it wasn't good.
I guess it wasn't made with love because she doesn't have a lot of love to give.
Right, she got that scowl. That's why. Okay, let me, because I do like Jessica. I do like her. I just think
everybody I thought I liked before, Aries aside.
I know. I'm still standing on Janelle though.
Oh my goodness! Like, do you want me to just get off the live?
She ain't shit, but I still like Janelle. It's fine.
Oh, I'll have more to say, so we'll continue.
Okay. Yes, we'll have more. We'll have more. Okay, so Marvin and Kat. Now what is this scuttlebutt about monogamous relationships? Why do they keep bringing up? I was under the impression that he did all of this stuff, but when he was in a relationship, he was in a relationship. So where is this coming from? Do y'all know what's happening or where it's coming from in terms of why the women are questioning his ability to be monogamous?
He led with that. I mean, if I meet you and you're leading with, all the things that you like to do and that you record and have all these activities showing on camera and stuff, like, why would I turn around and be like, oh, well, he's able to be monogamous? It's like, yeah, like I thought you should have led with, I want a family, but for now, while I'm single, this is what I'm into. He just came right out of nowhere and was like, yeah, I like to swing from chandeliers and I have these weird fetishes. And it's like, I don't even care what you want now. I don't know what you into, but no, thank you.
Yeah, I was gonna say first, Portia, I totally agree. It is definitely giving Deliver Us from Eva energy with Jessica. That is so accurate. But I was gonna say, I think the issue is when you express basically when you express that you have no real when there's no real inhibitions there as far as sexuality and how you express it, and especially when you lead with shows and live events and people watching, it kind of leads to it kind of suggests a sense of, I'm trying to think of the right word, but I think it suggests that there's no limitation to this. Like, it kind of goes unchecked. There's no boundary. It's just like free for all. For all we know, at the shows, people aren't just watching. Like, we don't know what's going on. So that's what I'm saying. So I think it comes with it. Like, you're just kind of thinking, like, you can't talk about those things and then someone's thinking, oh yeah, and that works within our monogamous relationship. No, it just sounds like we have like some kind of turntable or some kind of revolving door. And then it's like, today is this one, today is this one. So I could see that. And I understand there's more to sexuality, even for people who are into BDSM. I am not, but I understand even within relationships, there are people who are into that. And it's not necessarily some it's not. It doesn't have the mindset that you think it has, or the mindset that some people would think you would have during that. It's not degenerate. It's just there are certain boundaries. There's a certain form of communication you have. If you're going to do that, you can't just do whatever. This is still a relationship, a marriage, or whatever, and that just so happens to be a part of it. So I think that's the thing. Like the way he's expressed it, it doesn't sound like, oh, well, there are boundaries, and it would just be, every once in a while. Or I think he's expressed it the wrong way if he really is trying to be monogamous.
Yeah. Got it. Okay, that makes sense.
I heard him say he wanted a poly relationship at some point, or was I just
did
I just make that up? I don't know. I thought I heard him say
okay. I didn't.
Maybe I thought I did.
I thought the women were jumping to conclusions because of
on him.
That, but it makes sense in the way that you both are presenting, and it's like, well, if you doing all this, then where are the boundaries? That makes sense. Okay. Can I ask a quick question? Where the hell they start talking about Power Rangers and dressing up as Power Rangers? Where the hell did that come from? What's going on? Did y'all catch where that came from?
I'm gonna assume it's a bad edit because we just jumped to him saying like, oh, when I was young, we used to dress up like Power Rangers, and I was trying to think about, well, you know what? Is Marvin in his 30s?
I don't think so. I think he might be pushing 40.
Okay.
Like a young 40.
Okay.
I think he might be a young 40.
Okay. I was just curious because I'm like, I definitely grew up watching Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, and I was definitely under 10 years old. So I was curious, like, what age were you? I mean, no judgment, but I was just curious. Like,
I'm gonna say he's 30s if he was dressing up as a Power Ranger. It must be like late 30s, maybe like mid to late.
Well, he's saying that he does that currently, not
the Power Rangers.
I thought he said he did that currently for Comic-Con.
Oh, I thought he was saying he did that. He had mentioned something about that's how he used to do when he was young, and then now there are certain things he does for the Comic-Cons. But I may have mixed that one up.
I think I might have mixed it up as well. But he said something about making her a Pink Ranger.
It was a weird.
Wait, I think I might have missed that part because what was the so he's not doing this weird, freaky Power Ranger stuff in the bedroom. He's just going to conventions to dress up as a Power Ranger.
Yeah, and she had mentioned Harry Potter, and then like how she could dress up as a Harry Potter character. So it became a whole Comic-Con conversation. But the intro to it, to me, what I heard was him saying like, oh, when I was young, that's what I used to do, and so I guess then Kat was like, oh, so I guess that's something we can do now. Like I'll go as the Pink Ranger. So that's
okay. I think that's where it came from. Debauchery is what comes to mind for me as it relates to Marvin. Y'all not feeling it at all.
Yeah, that's the word. That's the other word that came to mind. It kind of suggests a more debaucherous lifestyle, not something that's done with within certain regulations or boundaries.
That makes sense. I feel like Lee was using Marvin as a case study. We'll get into that. I have a thought on that.
Well, did y'all catch when Marvin said that Kat? Did he say Kat was like one of his stronger connections? And I was like, since when?
Probably because she knew.
As soon as he said that, I was like, yes, she is one of your strongest connections. You mean like once you played Unique to the left and got her out of there, and now this is all of a sudden, I'm like, oh, okay. Exactly. I see what time you on, Marvin.
Exactly. That's exactly what I said. I said, all right, Marvin, you. I think
one last thing. I'm so sorry. Yeah. I noticed, I don't know why I picked up on all these small details. Speaking of debauchery, I just noticed that Marvin, I just so happened to catch a glimpse of his knees, and there are these two really reddish black like scars or bruises, or like I don't know what that was, but I was kind of like, okay, so I don't know what you were
what y'all into.
But my goodness, that looked painful. So I was like, I don't know what you were doing, but no.
I saw it.
Maybe giving Ford his OnlyFans. If y'all saw that immediately this week,
I saw that. I saw 4.
The Black Ink.
You saw what?
4 from Black Ink.
From Chicago. Black Ink Crew, Chicago. I mean, it is very much possible. Very much possible.
I'm so done.
She's very curious, but she's not interested. That's Lee, right? Portia, I think that's what you're talking about.
Could be anybody. I mean, no, is anyone interested in Marvin?
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, I think Kat is just trying to like hear, just hear the conversation, but it don't seem like she was just like, "Yeah, string me up." No,
right, exactly. I think the only person that Marvin had a chance with was Unique. That's it. I noticed the big scar bruise on my.
Okay, so I'm glad it wasn't just me because I was like,
no, I saw it too.
I was like, what is this?
I saw it too. At first, I thought it was like maybe childhood scars, but they looked kind of fresh, honestly. Like, you know what I mean? Like recent.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I feel like, I mean, and it's hard to categorize. There's all different kinds of scars, but it's just that to me, childhood scars have like a certain dull kind of look to them. And there was just something about the color and the look of it, just like, this looks very recent to me.
Yeah, you just, okay. What y'all doing over there?
Right.
What you got going on over there? There was something that I missed that I forgot to say about Chris and Jessica. He's asked Jessica to be soft. He asked Jessica to be a lot more softer with him when she's talking to him, because she's very, dominant and, her usual self. And he wants her to take a different approach. How did you all feel about that?
If he's gonna date her, this is who she is. Like, you need to accept her for who she is. But she's too much. I don't know. I don't see it. It's not. She's too much for him. It seems. I don't see it working out long term.
I don't think, in theory, I don't think it's wrong to kind of. I think if you recognize that someone maybe. It's hard to say because some things are just a part of someone's personality. And then sometimes when you're with someone, they can kind of bring out a different side of you. So I think there's something to be said about that. Like, oh, I want you to be able to, relax and not feel, you feel like you're on guard or whatever it is. So I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But I think, like we said, like, is that just who she is, or is that circumstantial, or, so.
Well, they spend so much time talking about Unique being hurt and all that. It seems like Jessica has given like a little bit of from whatever happened in her past. Even with the Deliverance from Eva example, LOJ was dominant as well. Both can't be. So she had to start to put her guard down and begin to allow him to lead so she could be in her feminine energy or whatever. Right. So it's like, but I don't think Chris has that personality where he can.
No, he doesn't. I feel like he got mom issues or something going on. Sorry.
For mommy and Aries last week.
I'm telling you, like, I really feel that way. I really do. Any other thoughts? Because I'm about to go to Kira and Herbert.
Oh Lord, no. Let's continue on because I definitely have thoughts.
Kira, our favorite girl.
Yes, the Black Power Queen herself.
Yes. Okay, watch out, Angela Davis, child. You. So Kira invites Herbert to her house. I'm not surprised she had a dog. I'm sure y'all weren't surprised that she had a dog. She's also somebody, and no shade to anybody who has a dog, and no shade to anybody who has a dog and you allow your dog to jump up on a table or, be all in certain spaces and things. No shade to you. No shade at all. But I could tell that she was one of those kinds of people. So, and that's fine. That's how she run her home. That's fine. Herbie gets there and she is talking to Herbert about his inconsistency, which has been a frequent comment from other ladies as well. And so what were y'all's thoughts on this date?
So that's where it kind of got like I ended up stopped watching here. But when it comes to I'm gonna go back and finish. But when it comes to the inconsistencies of Herbert, it's just like, get him up out of there. Why every time I turn around am I hearing about him being inconsistent? Like, I'm tired of it. The one thing that's consistent is him being inconsistent.
Exactly.
Why is he here? He's not interested in anyone.
Miss Power to the people in the flesh. I know that's right, Kira. Yes.
Play the theme song. I'm black, y'all.
Yep. Exactly. I was gonna say I'm kind of not surprised either. And listen, this is coming from someone who loves dogs. I love interacting with dogs and all that. But there's something to be said about dogs that haven't been trained to chill out.
Right.
Because you're not supposed to be hopping up all over people and just like you got to know how to chill. And some dogs. Dogs are naturally inquisitive. They're excited, but you can tell the difference between dogs who have been trained to that. Like there are dogs I know that they know like they will not cross the threshold of the kitchen. They will sit right by the line and they will not go over. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And then they won't. They just once they've been told like back up, they don't. They chill out. So yeah, I wasn't surprised when I saw that at all.
Did the dog jump up on anything?
He was like all over Herbert, and then he didn't even give him the toy. He literally like hopped up on the thing and snatched it off. I'm like, okay, well if there was food or whatever else up there, he definitely would have.
He definitely
would have gotten that.
Yeah. Kira, who is Herbert actually talking to? That's a great question.
Someone else is not a part of the cast.
Yeah, got a girlfriend at home. Yeah, got a girlfriend at home because it damn sure ain't none of the women on this show. But yeah, just to Dee's point, the dog was literally just like jumping up all over him, and it you could tell he just doesn't take no for an answer or really have boundaries. But
and Herbert was trying to be nice, but you could tell he wasn't feeling it.
He was like,
okay, like, please get this dog away from me.
You could tell, like, okay, girl, please get your goddamn dog. Can you please get your dog? I mean, the dog was cute. The dog was really cute. But girl. Yeah. Okay, so go ahead. What were you gonna say, Shayna?
I was gonna say like a lack of home training, just I don't want to bring race into it. Just it's okay, we can move on.
Let's move on real quick. We got time to talk about it. Don't worry.
Yeah, I was gonna say, are you guys here for a TikTok date in general, or is that not for y'all?
Girl, if you'll get it, you should have got. She would have gotten told.
What? What'd she say?
She pulled out a camera. She wanted Herbert to do a TikTok dance with her. I guess proof that she went on a date with somebody. I don't know, but it looked really. I don't know. You don't even know this man, and you begging him to call you. So why are you even memorializing this date and posting it on social media?
Right.
That's what I was saying. Are we ever going to see that TikTok anymore, or has it disappeared into the void after all this?
Probably disappeared into the void.
Personal archives, like. If I don't know you like that, like, yeah, don't be asking me to do no TikToks with you.
Right. And Herbert actually said that in his confessional too. That's the move. He said, I don't even know you like that. Exactly. Herbert is the one who's not memorable for me. Apparently, he's not communicating much with any of the women. Exactly. That's been the common complaint from even the women that he says he likes.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Most of our people would never allow a pet near our kitchen area.
Would not.
Never. The way my grandma wouldn't even, she barely let the dog in the house. Like,
right. Yeah, lucky. I feel like kitchen, beds, I don't know, stuff like that.
Yeah, there's a little, and again, no shade to the people who love their dogs as part of their family. They can sleep wherever they want. That's fine. That's you run your house however you want. I just don't.
Yeah, I would just allow my pet to have its own like area.
Yes. Yes. Okay, and I literally wrote Herbert doesn't like any of these women, so we've kind of settled on that. All right, so finally on a date with Janelle, Quentin and Janelle. Quentin was giving her the googly eyes the whole time, and he was, kind of finessing her with his, his Quentin like abilities and whatnot. So talk to me about how you felt about this scene. Oh, actually, I'll go with D first. talk to me about what you thought about the interaction between Quentin and Janelle. And let me ask one other question. He had just found out that she was adopted.
Mm-hmm.
And there was something else that was said, and I was just kind of like, how do you not know these things when you really like her and you're so into her and all this other stuff? So anyway, tell me what your thoughts were on this date.
Well, first off, when Quentin said, yeah, I finally got you out to myself, girl.
Exactly. I was all right.
It was, oh my gosh, it was giving me Jerome from Martin so bad.
Yes.
Oh, okay, so I had to get past that. Like, you know, him and the glasses and the whole vibe. I was like, this is interesting.
This is ridiculous.
He was out with a cougar. He got a, you know.
Okay, is that what it was? Is that what you think it was? Maybe.
He had to seem mature.
He's not. He's not. We can tell.
And then, of course, you know, all I can do is light up when I see Belle's problematic fave, who I would like to personally deem Big Bird Energy 2.0. Chirp, 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 chirp. Yes. Awesome.
Such a bird. She is such a bird.
What do you like about her exactly?
I don't know. I have no idea.
There's a deeper compulsion within Belle that just pulls her towards these questionable, unsavory characters.
It does. Yeah, and I don't know what it is. I'm working it out with my therapist, y'all.
Yeah, like, are we something you want to tell us about your previous Mean Girl?
You know, not a mean girl, but definitely hung out with mean girls, if that makes sense.
Oh.
Yeah.
Mean Girl by association.
Yes, Mean Girl by association. I will 100% own that. I will, yes. Mean Girl by association.
So, wait a minute. Have you seen School Days?
Yes.
Okay, so you know how with the wannabes, there was the one. You know who I'm talking about, right?
Not Jasmine. Was it Jasmine guy?
No, you know with the wannabes, there's a dark skinned one with long, full hair, like the rest of them. Yeah. Yes. So is that what you're saying?
Probably,
to an extent.
Yes. Probably. Yes. I'm working it out with my therapist, but yes, I would probably fit into that category.
It's okay. Self-awareness. It's all good. We working it, looking. We taking it one day at a time.
One day at a time.
She's standing firm on this Janelle thing. Like, we can't grow if we don't free ourselves.
I know. Yo, unchain my shackles, please. I know she ain't shit. I really know. I know she isn't shit, y'all.
At least the awareness is there. It would be worse if she was just like, oh my gosh, nothing's wrong with Janelle. All the girls are hating. Like, at least she knows. I'll give her that for now.
No, she's literally not shit. And I don't know. Okay, so Lee and Quentin might be a better match based on the age difference alone. Okay.
Yeah, I won't say that it's impossible for there to be, obvious, age differences in relationships, but it kind of depends on the personalities and the people and maturity and things like that. Because as we've seen behind the scenes, you can be of a certain age and still do things that are very much high school. Like your emotional peak was obviously in high school. So
right, growth has been stunted.
Right. Did anyone notice how Janelle looked at Lee when she entered the ladies' lounge? I did not notice that. I didn't. I saw Lee and she looked amazing, but I didn't see what Janelle looked like.
Yeah, I was gonna say I was probably distracted just by Lee herself. So I'm gonna have to go back and look.
Exactly.
That's Janelle was looking away. She's just intimidated by other women. Like, she has to be the only pretty one in the room. I can't stand it.
But she's the prettiest one in the room. I don't understand. She literally is She literally. Well, okay. I know. I'm waving my white flag. I already know.
Well. Let me say this. I'll work with you on this. Janelle is not an unattractive woman, and I will say there's something about her, early on, that she just seemed like she was going to radiate a lot of, positive energy, charming, wit, and she's an attractive woman, obviously, but I understand what you mean. It's just like, you would think that someone with all this, and sometimes the reality is, with all the beauty and what you think are great qualities, people don't always feel that, in the deeper sense. So yeah.
Yeah, she's very pretty, but so is Kat, so is Lee. All the other ladies are pretty as well. And her personality, it doesn't matter what I thought initially. Like right now, she's the most unattractive person in the room, as far as I'm concerned. Her attitude is nasty.
That's the thing.
Like, but I mean, her face card don't decline, but it's like she don't need to dim nobody else's lights and make herself more appealing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's just like, why is that necessary? So clearly something is lacking.
There's some issues there.
And I was gonna say, Harold, I thought Kat,
yeah,
like I said, really all women are beautiful. But yeah, I would say like Kat, Aries, and Lee. Those are probably the three that jump out at me immediately.
Yeah, Katarina is beautiful. Janelle is pseudo mature at best. Oof.
Heavy on the pseudo.
Okay, heavy on the pseudo. You are not late, Joan. You are right on time. So all good. Portia says she's very pretty. I'm assuming you're talking about Janelle. I'm just kidding. You're talking about Katarina. I'm pretty sure, because none of y'all like Janelle but me.
Yeah, we're not blind. We can see she's pretty though.
Yeah,
she just. Yeah. I don't know if her to walk around like I'm the prettiest in the room. Like, I don't know. And if you felt that way, like, you should want to be around other beautiful women as well.
Yeah. She definitely.
She just wants to be the only one. Somebody says, I see you working out. Do you? Oh, you look nice today. Really? Like, girl, what is this about? Like, worry about yourself.
That's real. I agree with Miss Shayna. Fully inner beauty will always enhance outer beauty, and that is where Janelle lacks.
Absolutely. And it was immediate, because I told you on that second episode when she started talking that trash, I was like, oh, is that what time we're on? It was like, and then it just, as we've seen, it's just continued on. So it's unfortunate.
I can't wait for this reunion.
This lady's 42 years old. Like, what trauma have you gone through, sis?
We gotta know.
Well, she's adopted, so not to make excuses. We can move on. Okay, y'all's favorite homegirl, Miss Black Culture herself, Miss Juneteenth herself.
Oh wait, I have something to say about Janelle and Q, because you mentioned that she was adopted, but didn't she mention that on the first day at the mixer?
Yes.
So, like, where was he at?
Exactly. But that goes to show that they really not talking like that, and I don't think that Quentin really likes Janelle.
No. And she was talking, saying that they together, they try to link up just to make it to the end, but we're not buying it. It's not coming across on the screen. Like, we don't believe it.
Yeah. I think this is actually, I'll save it for predictions. Okay. Yeah. So, any other thoughts? My bad. I forgot to.
Oh, no. I definitely have a thought about this next scene. So, you good.
Miss Juneteenth herself and Marier, I think is how you pronounce his name. They go out for froyo or some sweet treat, right? A sweet treat. And they're talking about desserts, and Marier likes banana pudding, love banana pudding. And then I think Kira said she liked something. I don't know. I wasn't paying attention to her. I was not paying attention to her at all.
Pumpkin spice?
And then go ahead.
She like pumpkin spice?
Probably. Something like that. Pumpkin spice, and So then they bring up the whole black culture thing, which I don't think that they spelled out exactly what was said. And
not at all.
Right? It's so vague. I'm like, okay, what exactly about black culture did he say that you didn't like or whatever? So she brings it up and she says that she thinks that it was a very ignorant comment of him. She felt like she's black. I'm black. I have a dad and brothers. Like, I'm black. The last time I checked, which again, nobody is questioning whether or not you're black. So I I guess my first question is if anybody, understood what was said about Black culture. 1, 2, what do y'all think about this conversation?
Okay. So I need to start with something very specific because they went in and they were, asking, it seemed like it was either frozen yogurt or ice cream. And she was asking about, if she should get a dip. And she was like, well, I don't know. Like, what do you, should I try the chocolate or should I try the white? And the lady was like, oh, the white chocolate. She's like, okay, I'll take the white. And I was like, oh, this is a scheme that Marie set up to come to Kira with the bull. Because you mean to tell me she just so happened to was like, yeah, get the white. She's like, yeah, I'll take the white. I'm like, Marie, you came in and you talked to that shop lady beforehand. And you see, like, it just came together too perfectly for me. I was screaming during that.
Yes.
When I realized.
I didn't catch that until you just brought it up, but I was just like, yeah, now that makes sense. Yeah, it makes sense.
And then why are they talking about him liking banana pudding after that whole health conversation last week? Like, it just, when does it end?
I thought the same thing, but I wasn't gonna say anything out loud because I didn't want to. But yes, I thought that same thing. They're always talking about food, aren't they? I feel like they were talking about, or maybe never mind. They might just be me. Anyway, okay. After seeing Janelle look at Lee that way, she did make me think that she may not like Lee and Kira is because they have connections with her connections.
But that's dumb because is this not a dating show? Are we not connecting with other people? Are any of these folks yours? No. But maybe that's what she thinks in her mind. Like, these are mine. I'm like, nobody is anybody's. Even after, from what we've seen, even after this show is over, they're not even yours. So, like, I just...
Okay.
She was funny. When she called out Kira for having that fake bag for a sassy red, it's like, you don't even want sassy. It's just he's paying somebody else attention and not you. Like,
oh, we call this man sassy red for real.
For real.
For real. Oh my God, this is funny to me. Okay, so it's not just me here. Oh, sorry, I have a conversation going on. I said last week how I actually agree with Marielle simply because Kira was adamant about driving the point home that she was in tune with her Blackness because she has a white friend circle. I agree. So go ahead. What were you gonna say?
No. Go ahead. Finish. And I'll
my last thought real quick is that I'm still confused as to what was called into question. I don't know if they called her Blackness into question or her anti-Blackness, I think, is what they're questioning. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm confused because she came like there's a whole bunch of layers to foolishness and hypocrisy and confusion. Like, this whole thing was just like, what? Because you came at Quentin sideways about his preference and coming real hard, like couldn't even hardly get a word out for you. Like, oh, okay, well, this your preference? Okay, well, and all this other stuff. And you are come like just with no real from what I've seen with no there was nothing in place that I saw that could have prompted that as far as I know. But then come to find out, this is coming from someone who self-professed, personally claimed that I'm the closest thing to a white girl here. Made comments about being prissy and petite and speaking proper and having white friends and this and that. So there's that. And then when it's questioned, when something about you is called into question, all of a sudden now it's a problem. But then you also say that I'm not all Black power and all that. So it's like I'm very confused about like where Kira is coming from, and I'm confused as to why you're upset about still after on this next episode, you're still upset about being called out for it, and then your answer is like, oh my gosh, she said like I have a Black dad and a brother, so how can I not? I'm like, that's not how that works. That sounds which is ironic because that sounds just like when white folks say like, my mother's best friend is Black, and I have Black classmates, and Yeah, it's
oh my God,
like,
my mailman's black. What do you mean? I'm not racist. Exactly.
have you seen Real Housewives of Beverly Hills?
No. Oh, a little bit.
Wow.
Is that what Dorit?
Well,
Not Dorit. What's her name?
Dorit, it was the one,
Dorit.
and
Okay.
Garcelle asked her like, "Oh, do you?" Because he was like, because I tell, I teach my children, to appreciate people of all colors. I have people who work for me that are, brown and dark skin, and they were like,
Oh, girl, that's
"Oh,
right.
so the crux of the people, so the crux of the people who are dark skin and brown skin and black and not white are all work for you."
Working
Yeah.
for
Try
you.
to walk that back, yeah.
Mhm.
So
I
it
do
was,
remember that. I do remember that. Okay, that makes sense. Oh, I
yeah.
hit the wrong time.
Oh Lord. Yes.
Right, D. Like, ma'am, which is it? Are you a Black Panther out here, or are you on the side of all lives matter?
Blue
I
lives
think I
matter.
know that. I think I know the answer to that because
I think
Blue
we
lives matter.
know the answer.
yeah,
I think we know the
because yeah, and I'm like that. Like Black culture, it has nothing to do with who you're related to. Because I have to say this, I'm not even just related. I've been related to, and I've had plenty of friends or been around people who they say all skin folk and kinfolk, and they say that for a reason. And I've seen a lot of questionable stuff suddenly come up in a situation. I was like, oh, so this is what you're about. So to me, it's just the fact that she used that to kind of like slide out of like, oh no, I have a Black day. I'm like, no. What about Black culture do you appreciate? What is your experience? Like, what is your awareness? Like, how do you feel about activism? Like, and that was frustrating the way she just suddenly tried to skate out of it and then make it about him being ignorant for questioning her. But then you also put this whole other preference on this other man, so I was just like, like the whole thing was just frustrating.
Well, I have a lot to say when I see that. But she doubled down on it because last week in her confessional, unprovoked, she said, I find Black culture to be offensive. Like, get her up off my screen. Get her out of here.
Are you kidding me? She said that? I did not catch that.
She said last week. She said she finds it like, she's like that when she said, oh, I'm not all Black power and all that. Like, girl, get up out of here.
How do you not? I mean,
you're Black. Let's see what the police got to say. Let's take you out and see what's
right.
Now white. You think so? You think you're close proximity to whiteness?
That's what she thinks.
You see what?
Exactly. Portia, how do you feel about the brawl, about the Montgomery brawl, or the sweet? What they call it, sweet tea party? Fade in the water. Yes. Which side were you on, sweetheart? Kira.
The side of wrong.
Okay. The side of wrong.
Yeah, she's probably on the same page as Marlon Wayans. Did you see that?
Right. Yes. Come on, love each other, guys. Let's love each other. Right. Okay. Right. Hold on. What is this? I mean, Clarence Thomas is Black. Ooh.
Exactly. We can go down the list. Like
we really can.
This off of Boondocks.
We really can. We really can. Yes, that's real. That settles it. Kira, which side were you on in terms of the Montgomery brawl?
I got to see what Mario said, but if he was standing in his Blackness and activism and all that, because he said last time that he is into activism and all that, like I hope he stood on that and made that clear. We need more of that. That's what we need to see in a Black dating show.
Yeah.
And I wanted to make a point that even when it comes down to being in proximity to white people or having white friends, that's not even necessarily the issue. And I'm not saying this as some kind of like singling them out as some kind of like gold star, because this should just kind of be the I feel like this is kind of like bare minimum. There should be this kind of respect in any friendship or this kind of consideration. But when 2020 went on, I did have a couple of my friends who are white. And they just they reached out when all that's when everything was going on, and they just wanted to genuinely know how it was doing. Not so they could be invited to the cookout, not so they could get gold points for saying the right thing, but because they understand my reality as a Black person and how this might obviously be affecting me, and they just wanted to know, hey, is there anything you want to talk about? are you doing, they just wanted to see if I was good and just really talk through it. And even they were like, even if you got a rant, like, that's fine. Like, I just want to hear where you're coming from, man. When I told them how I felt about it, they were like, I understand. And I'm sorry that that's the reality for you. And that's what you have to deal with. And that's it. Like, it didn't require them to, I mean, that's great if they wanted to. I'm like, I'm not saying you got to march out on the street, but I appreciate you're recognizing the reality of what it means. Even though I understand I wasn't directly affected, that does a number on you when you have to recognize the reality of your race, and especially with the history of this country and all that. Exactly. So I value things like that. But my thing is, just because it's almost like I don't understand like how they can have that awareness, but you can't. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's not even the way she tries to attach these things to blackness and whiteness and all that kind of stuff, and I'm like, you're still missing the point. So
right.
I blame her parents. I'm sorry, Bill, what you say?
No, I was just gonna go there. I'm like, who raised you? Like, where did you get your information?
I blame her parents. Maybe they thought that they were doing their best. You know how we do. We bring them to areas because you feel like it's better for them. And now look, she's the token in her relationships. And so now she feels like she identifies with them, and then nobody's teaching her about her reality. She's not even light skinned. So it doesn't even make any sense.
Right. Oh, don't y'all. I have to talk about this offline. I had gotten into a whole argument with somebody over Real Housewives of New York.
Oh Lord.
We're pinning in it. I'm gonna talk about it offline because I'll get riled up in a second if I do. Okay. Any other final thoughts on Miss Black Power and Marié?
Where to go? And I feel like, is she calling out his fluffiness because he's an activist in these streets?
But she not there.
Because if I get like what? I'm watching what I'm watching.
Right. I mean, she's a beautiful girl, but she.
Right. We almost missed how terrible she is when Janelle had us going up for her, defending her. And then I was like, see what she told her when she brought up her fake bag. I was up here defending her when we didn't even realize how terrible and awful she is. Because
you know what? I am about to be proud and loud and proud about Janelle. You know what?
Not too much.
I just thought about that.
You getting carried away.
No. Wait. Hear me out. I forgot that Janelle was coming for Kira over Sassy Red. I forgot it was Kira. I thought it was somebody else.
No,
but just maybe, Janelle peeped game on Kira. Dia's like, girl, sis, we not doing this. We're not doing this, sis. We not doing. I feel like Janelle may have peeped game and was coming for Kira because she peeped game.
You in an alternate universe or something, a parallel reality. What? That was the second episode. That was like day 2. She but a fake bag from DH Gate and was like, I'm better than her.
I know. But I still appreciate Janelle for getting with Girly in deliberations.
Yeah, and we'll talk about it, but it's all good. We know Belle gonna stick beside her. It is okay.
Yeah, she's holding her down. Like, are you trying to lose subscribers? What are you trying to do here?
You saw me over here reaching and trying to pull it together.
Ain't no more straws left to grasp at.
You saw me grasping for
she was trying.
You were breaking your arm with this reach that you.
I was reaching, y'all.
We turned it into a whole no, we are not going to turn this around and make you hero.
And what's wild is she kicked Marvin to the curb, but she's still holding on with Janelle.
Oh yeah, I give grace. I'm sorry, D. I give grace to women. Men, y'all, you get.
Janelle acts like a small child. So is she in the women category? But her and Kira can go. We could do a double elimination as far as I'm concerned.
Honestly, I hope they do, because if they're going to be eliminating men like this, they need to get rid of some of these women too. Yeah. I don't want it to turn into some survival of the fittest fighting over. Who at this point? No.
Just because of Kira and her close proximity to whiteness, she by default would have to go first for me. And it's unfortunate.
I'm so mad that we call her close proximity to whiteness. This girl is chocolate. What are we talking about? But anyway.
Well, she says she identifies as, so.
Okay. That's, I forgot about that part. Okay. Lee and Marvin, this was the last single date or one-on-one date before we get into deliberations. Wait a minute, hold somebody. Is somebody gonna give me love? Okay, it's okay, Belle. I was trying to stick beside Christopher, but he played himself by trying to present his representative to the ladies. Yeah,
he really did.
We're gonna get on him. Yeah, we're gonna get on him in a second.
No, nobody was defending you with that Janelle thing. No.
Harold gave me a little thank you, Harold. Harold is my friend. That's my friend, Harold. Okay, so
Christopher. He left Janelle out of that.
I read what I wanted, y'all. Leave me alone, okay? Leave me alone about this. So Marvin telling the women what he thinks they want to hear.
Yep.
Yeah.
What were my thoughts? Oh, I just literally just wrote thoughts out. I didn't even ask a question. I just wrote all these dates are boring to me. Anyway, I don't think she knows how to keep up a conversation. Sorry. Okay, what are y'all thoughts? Lee went out on another date. Was this a third date with Marvin?
This must be a producer thing because she doesn't like Marvin. Why does she?
Absolutely.
That's what I wrote.
Yeah. I was gonna say that's what I was about to start with by saying I was just like, why is Lee here? Why is Marvin here? I can already see the producer like, ooh, this went so well last time. So how can we stir up the mess again? So I was like,
I told this thing to wait the last time, and it's boring again this time.
Yeah. And I was gonna say, Belle, you made a really great point about, and like I said, I don't know if it's a coincidence. I don't know if it has something to do with how she interacts with folks she's not feeling. But yeah, it just kind of feels like Lee does not know how to keep up a conversation because it's just like it'll just be dry and dead, and they just like. Yeah, well, and and it's just like, where's the energy? Like, what's going on?
Because even that date was sassy. I felt like maybe he felt like he had to dry himself down to
right.
Energy. Like
even on the date with Quentin, it was dry there too.
Yeah, it was dry. The mixer was where she talked the most, and
really,
I think she was feeding off of like what Quentin was saying.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. You said during the mixer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I don't even remember that, but I believe you. She really doesn't have a whole lot of conversation.
She likes anyone. Sometimes people just can't fake it.
Right. Yeah, definitely producer led. I think those are all our thoughts. We already know Marvin just telling people what they want to hear because he want to be on TV. Okay, deliberations. So folks are the people that were voted in the top. I don't know why Herbert is still in the top when the women are complaining that he's not reaching out to them like he should. Why are we still even talking about him? He should have been on the chopping block, but whatever.
I got something to say about that because it made me think about that Yo Gotti situation that happened this week when he like answered Angela's call during the interview.
Oh, yes.
And then people were praising him like, oh my gosh, he answered her call. And it's like the standards are in hell. I mean, what? It's like we're so used to Herbert's that we're praising. He didn't say, oh, I love you, oh babe, or nothing. It was just like, I'm an interview. Okay, bye.
Yes.
That was all?
Yes. And matter of fact, he didn't even like say, hey, babe. He was like, what up?
It's like, hey, yeah, I would. What up? He didn't talk to anybody. She was like, okay. It was like, click.
Yes.
What?
And honestly, I feel like he just did that just to flex. I felt like it was a flex. Like, yeah, Shorty calling me. Because he was like, yeah, it's Shorty. And I was just like...
Right. He referenced her in a romantic... And I feel like if you're with somebody, you're going to know they're busy. So it's like, it's like, oh, he can answer her call anywhere. She can get in touch with her man. And I'm like, the standards are so low. Like, we're praising like little crumbs.
Right.
You can't get in touch with your man.
Last week, Janelle said, you don't answer my calls. Like, why do you keep calling?
Right.
Like, what is going on?
Straight up. Sorry. You had something to say, D? Or
no. Well, I will in a second. We're coming up on something.
Okay. So Kira and Janelle were going, or I'm sorry, Janelle mentioned Herbert. Kira then mentions Herbert, and then you see kind of like the exchange, non-verbal exchange, but definitely if looks can kill between both Kira and Janelle. Who else was in the top? Chris, I think. I think that's it. Herbert, Chris, a couple other people. I felt like Kira was being delusional when she brought up Herbert because Herbert don't want you, girl. He don't want you, and I think the only reason
I
why she
was
even
lost.
mentioned it is because Janelle talked about him first. So it was tit for tat right there. What were you gonna say, D? What was your thought?
Okay, well, because were you about to mention the whole conversation about Marie?
I was gonna get there because I was gonna get to bottoms. We
Yeah.
bottoms.
So that's what I'm
Okay,
saying.
so
I'm
then
gonna get there. Yeah.
okay, so then the guys that were in the bottom, Christopher 2.0, he said he was a doctor, a model. We forgot to talk about that part. He mentioned that he went to medical school for 2 years and dropped out because it was hard.
I don't know. And I know it was Christopher MD. Like, what is going on? He's an actor for real.
I don't mean to laugh. I don't mean to laugh. So he said he was a doctor. He went
into males bondsman. Like something is just not adding up.
He went to medical school, dropped out. It was for chiropractic medicine. He also said that he was a model and he participated in New York Fashion Week. So there was a whole lot going on. So that was reason why he was on the bottom. And then they talked about Marvin being a stag. And it's just like, it gets worse and worse for Marvin. Or with him. And then we get to Janelle, Kira, and Jessica and their exchange. So is that where you were going?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I'll let you open up.
Okay. So I guess what was again, I don't understand, and I don't understand how this then contributed to him being in the bottom as well, unless I'm discounting. Well, I think I'm discounting what the other lady said about Maria as well. But I'm like, you don't have a leg to stand on because once again, how are you going to take this situation that is so completely confusing and hypocritical and all over the place and make Maria your bottom because he calls you out on your BS and your nonsense, and you responded with something that confirmed it. That whole Black Power thing, like that. What do you think that meant? Like, what are you really saying with that comment? So exactly. Then her kind of throwing him out, like I said, the other ladies had other reasons for maybe not feeling him, but for you, it's like you can't say you just don't like the fact that you got put on Front Street, and that's just what it is. So when then the conversation turned, the other ladies kind of put her on black. I was like, oh, so someone else. I was like, is anyone else gonna notice?
Yes.
Yeah, and they did, and I was so thankful somebody said something.
Yes, I agree with you. I was like, yes, please, Janelle, save the day. Tell the people what they need to hear. Tell the people, girl. Tell the people. She called out Quentin. Where you going? She called out Quentin. I mean, not called out Quentin, but she called out Kira for saying the whole Quentin likes white women, which could potentially be possible, but still, you don't need to put his business out there like that. And that's something you keep in your head or you talk about with your girlfriends. That's what you do with that information. I really did appreciate that. And so Kira tells Janelle that she's been snarky this whole time. And in the confessional, Kira says that Jessica and Janelle are mean girls. And if they don't like you, they make sure to let you know. And it's just like, sweetie, you've been just as petty and just as snarky and just as immature as they have. So they're matching fire with fire, pretty much, to me.
Yeah, I was gonna say because most likely, I mean, even but I was gonna say before that last little quip he made in the last episode, I think Belle was ready to cash in. So I mean,
the crowd is quiet. Listen, hey, okay, yeah. but not anymore. He can. No, thank you. I'm good.
Well, it's okay. She just won't tell us if she reads it. It's all good.
I'll tell y'all.
Yeah, tell us because I think you're still intrigued.
I would tell y'all, but no, I'm not interested. It's fine.
Okay. No, but I thought what was it? Oh, the irony of her talking about the two of them specifically, and I'm not saying this is completely untrue, but it's like you were the same one who got all snippy when Kat hit the scene, and you were like, I mean, it's fine to have a new girl, but I'm not looking for new girlfriend, for a good girlfriend, and I'm just like,
exactly,
is that what she's here for? Like
exactly.
Like, because she was, that's what I'm saying. You've done that same stuff. So I didn't really understand. So I didn't understand. It's just like I said, the constant hypocrisy with Kira. I'm just like, there's no self-awareness there. The only thing I'll say is that I think once we got into the, I don't like you and you ain't this and you ain't that, to me, that's like, okay, let it be about what the subject is and what the issue is. And if you don't like her, make it because of this. Once we got, and I don't know if they cut something out, but once they got to a certain point, it's like, Janelle, all right, I need you to reel it back in.
Yeah.
You kind of made your point and let that be it. Because now this isn't about what was initially discussed. I appreciated the hypocrisy being called out. And I wish they had stuck with that rather than it being around, because I ain't talking to you because I don't like you. And like, I'm like, all right, like chill down, please.
But just to add, Janelle did mention why she doesn't like Kira, and it was because she said she feels Kira comes out of character, but switches character.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
She said that. So, I can appreciate that.
You might have to code switch a little bit every now and again.
I mean, you do. Okay, so absolutely. It's a survival tactic. It's something you need to do if you're trying to navigate in certain spaces. But wearing it as a badge of honor, that's not, and it's like almost elitist. I don't know how to classify that, but it's not. Because I think, was it Jessica was the one that brought up, she said, I guess quoting what Kira had said in the past, I love black, but not too black, not too. How can you be too black? What are you saying, Kira? Do you know what I mean?
I don't know about the matching fire with fire, because I felt like Janelle was being nasty first. And then later we just found out upon hearing how awful Kira actually is as well.
But I'm gonna take my cape off for Janelle. You're absolutely right. She was being rude and nasty. I didn't like that.
Nasty, so rude.
She was so nasty, so rude. She really was. She was. I'll give you that. Okay, so Tommy. Oh, any other thoughts?
I feel like with the calling out cute, I wouldn't even had an issue if she thought that he, was interested in others. It's just her delivery was just horrible, and it was the messenger was just like it just made no sense. Like, maybe right message, wrong messenger. I don't think there was anything wrong with wanting to know that if there was something behind it, but she just came off as projecting, insecure, and she really don't want to be on this black dating show. She want to be on over there on Love Is Blind or
the Bachelorette. I could see her being on the Bachelorette, something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah. D, any final thoughts as we get into eliminations and talk about some of these petty men?
Nope, all good.
Okay. So Tommy throws them a curveball and says that 2 men need to be eliminated, which I'm wondering why they switched that up, because I thought that they were gonna do this fairly. I really do not want to see 3 women fighting over 1 man. I will turn the television off. I will not watch the show anymore if it turns into that. I'm just not about to do it. I just can't. So the women are tasked with eliminating or taking 3 men out and obviously sending 2 home. So those 3 men are Mariere, Chris 2.0, and Marvin. And who's sitting with Chris 2.0? Kira was sitting with 2.0.
Yeah.
Marvin was with Katarina, and Marier was with Lee.
Thinking it's so obvious this season when it's like an elimination date. Like, why would Kira and Chris 2.0 be on? They've never gone up, well, to our knowledge, before.
Right, but okay, so give a little bit of backstory from the last conversation, not last conversation, but from the last show. Chris actually was hyping up Kira in the deliberation, saying that Kira was one of his top.
Oh, yeah, he did.
I mean, we had no idea
how
of that. Had no idea, and I don't even know how that goes, but whatever. Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Eliminated 3. I feel like they normally do. Maybe not this early. Is it early, or does it still feel like it's early because nothing's going on? There's no connections.
Oh, you know what? That's probably what it is. It's
episode 6. Eliminations when it gets later on, but I mean, we should be getting close up on like the weekend getaway at this point.
Yeah, right. I was gonna say what Portia said. I had the same thing. I was like, yeah, let's get this show on the road, move it along, please. Yeah, so I was totally fine with it.
The weekend getaway. Okay. Yeah, let's get to that. I mean, there's no love connection, so let's just see the drama at this point.
Right.
Exactly. I'm here for the reunion. I want to see that for sure.
Why is Janelle and Kat always sitting shoulder to shoulder? They were just purposely setting up drama between these two.
Yeah, I guess so. Okay, so Chris is having a conversation with Chris 2.0, having the conversation with Kira. She's bringing up all of the ladies' qualms with him, and he is pleading his case, saying that how am I supposed to get to know any of these women if I'm not telling them about me and who I am. I don't think he understands that getting to know someone is not reading from a cue card. But I kept saying, bless his heart. Bless his heart. Because do y'all think that this is an act? I mean, I know the accent isn't fake, but do you think it's kind of like one of those, if I play like the unassuming type of man that I can get in, and I don't know. What are y'all thoughts on Chris 2.0 and that whole exchange?
Once he said he was Chris MD, I was like, everything he's saying sounds like a line or some game to me.
I ain't gonna lie to you. That's exactly what I thought. That's what I thought too.
I don't understand it. A fashion model and a doctor. Anything from here on out is just a lie.
Yeah, I need to see proof of this.
Yeah, I do agree, Harold. They did do that all the seasons prior.
Yep. Yeah, and that's why I ended up being wrong with some of my predictions with folks going home in the cliffhangers. I'm like, I'm thinking
they was gonna keep Sassy longer.
Yeah, I thought they were gonna keep him, Habibi, to Sequilla, and like, no, they've been getting all the foolishness out of the way, which I mean makes for a more boring show, but it is also like, do we really want to be subjected to those folks for like multiple episodes? So catch 22.
Right. Harold says he likes Chris 1.0. I think he might be one of the last men standing. I would have to agree. I agree. Oh, and Portia agrees as well.
But do y'all think that Janelle was right in what she was saying behind the scenes when she said that she thought, he was playing for the other side?
Oh, girl.
You should have caught that live with me and Brandy Yvonne last week when we was talking about this.
Girl, I caught just a little bit. I caught like the first half. I didn't catch all of it. Y'all wasn't just talking about.
I thought you mentioned that in the last panel too.
Oh, did I?
I mean, I'm sorry, you weren't on that one. I feel like before that, you've mentioned that before while we were all on. So I don't. Yeah.
So that drama did happen back then.
No.
I didn't know it. Okay,
we must talk about this on the sidebar.
Hold on, before we get to the hot topic. Let me hurry and get through. Okay, so you're absolutely right, Portia. Defensive. All of the men was defensive. Chris went home, and Marvin got sent home. I guess he was still butthurt about the Birkin bag, so he obviously talked about how Sierra showed up in the Uber.
Wait, who was Chris 2.0 and
it was Chris 2.0 and Marvin that got sent home.
I think Chris 2.0 should have stayed around longer, but then who should have taken his place?
Right.
I don't know. I All three of them could have gone.
Herbert should have gone, but I don't know. They want to keep him in his locks for some reason.
That's true. Okay, I want to hear this gossip. We want to hear the gossip before we get into predictions real quick. What is going on?
Oh yeah, girl, Chris 1.0. They were saying he was down for the pride. That's what Janelle said. Actually, nobody else said it. Only Janelle said it. But that's what she said.
Okay. So wait a minute. So when? Okay, I can't remember. Was this one of our I don't know if it was when we all got together on the. Okay, when did you first mention the whole? Because you were the one who had mentioned the whole Janelle thing. Because I didn't know anything about it, and so I remember we were on here when you were telling us about the stuff. Because I didn't know any of that was going on, and I could have sworn it was when all four of us were on here.
I don't know. I thought maybe it was when I was hosting.
Okay.
In great detail. I don't know, because I feel like it had just happened. That's why me and Brandy did the lot, because she was talking about Marie's baby mama. But then
that hadn't happened yet.
Yeah, like that had, and then that same week, that's when Janelle and Kat was going at it. I'm like, this is way more interesting. So yeah, we could chat about that.
Yeah, because you had mentioned how she had gone on live and was trying to pull up to a house and all that.
That's what I remember. I don't remember.
You had mentioned that.
Yeah, she was talking about she said some of the guys play for the other team, and it's
I remember when you said that.
Women, people doing DoorDash and lying about their jobs. So like,
Okay. So Chris 1.0.
Oh, okay. So it was Kira.
Oh, Maria could have gone and said he was in the bottom. Okay.
The next thing she said, I forgot she was the one who said it then.
Oh, okay. Hold on.
That other part. Yeah.
I said something last week about Misha's live. Oh.
And then she had mentioned.
You can't hop on? Can you hop on? I wouldn't know.
That's on Misha's live too. And Chloe Johnson still has it up with all the videos.
So I do remember the situation with Marie's baby mama and how he's not he ain't living right. He ain't living right.
And then say what he was lying about, and everybody moved on. But Chloe had Misha was talking about it, of course, and she had screenshots of like the Instagram stuff. But Chloe had Janelle's live, like the entire thing was 2 hours. She still got it on her channel. Yeah, I know.
Yeah. She has all the stuff. Girl, truth be told, I don't get the flag from Chris 1.0 at all. She's hella spiteful.
I know he had on makeup, but so did Herbert. All of them, they put on makeup when they're on TV. That's the only thing I noticed. I was like, is this why she's saying this? I don't know why but
that's like an industry thing. I wouldn't.
Yeah, that's just production in general. Everybody has to put on something
because Radio Love has that awful lighting.
Yes,
which is why y'all were dragging Lee's makeup for so long.
No, that's just because they ain't know how to apply that. That's what that was.
Brandy mentioned on the live. Shout out to Brandy of our channel. She did mention that he was allegedly at a pride parade, and that's where they got it from. And I think Misha had mentioned it too, that he was Chris 1.0 was at a pride parade, and I'm like,
but that's not.
That doesn't mean, like we can't. Okay, it doesn't mean anything.
I mean, unless you can honestly say that man was actually in the parade, going down the street, twerking and throwing it back. I don't know, with some rainbow popsicles. Like I don't get it.
Yeah.
I don't understand it. I don't know. So I'm like, he was spotted at an outing.
That doesn't.
A family member, his brother, but since he was out and about, now you just put it on.
Right.
Yeah, and I don't understand what that. My thing is, whether it is true or not. My thing is, in any sense of the word, because it's messed up either way. But I'm like, what does that have to do with everything else that's going on? Like, what does that have to do with the price of tea in China? You are literally about to, not just about to commit a crime, but you're broadcasting said crime and so on and so forth. So it's just kind of like, I don't feel like Chris has anything to do with the current circumstance. So you just spilling stuff about everybody. I don't get it.
And she said multiple, because she didn't. Brandon was saying that the streets was talking, saying it was him. She didn't say which man it was. She said it was men, like multiple men. But somebody said they saw him out and about at a Pride event, so they think it was him. Now I know who I think it might be.
Who? Okay, offline. God want to know.
I don't have any give me that feeling. I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised. But this is like Janelle. None of these men were in your top. You weren't dating these. Like these weren't the people that you were interested in. So why do you even care?
That's what I'm saying. Unless she's trying to suggest that, but that's a whole nother conversation if that's the case.
She's talking about working women, but she knows she was throwing shade at Cat. Like, okay, so we got women, walking the block. She was just saying a bunch of stuff.
So immature. Janelle.
Chris called us scared for riding Uber, but I mean, suppose Janelle said she riding Uber too. She don't got no car neither.
Oh my God.
I don't think it was just...
I got a chance to watch the rest of that live the other day, and I agree, Harold. She seems like the type to say anything to win an argument. Yeah, she is that petty to me as well. I agree. I would have to agree.
She's the Marlo Hampton of Ready to Love.
Yes, that's exactly. That's it. That's it. That's perfect. That's perfect. Okay, so any other gossip pieces? Any other gossip that we should be chatting about in terms of Ready to Love?
The main gossip
is here for the mess.
Listen, hey, I'm here as long as I'm not in it. I don't want to be in it.
Behind on the mess. Usually Belle be keeping up on what's going on Twitter. I don't get on Twitter.
Usually I do, but I've been so busy. Anyway, but yeah, okay.
That's what Janelle and whatchamacallit Cat was arguing though there in Instagram. But she been going on lives ever since. Like, Janelle, please,
you 41, girl, go sit down. You embarrassing me. God damn, I'm over trying to defend you, girl.
I mean, you're embarrassing yourself at this point by I'm getting secondhand.
I just if everyone wasn't clear, Shayna is always going to be the one to keep her foot on Belle's neck. So I don't know if anyone had noticed, but yeah, she's going to be the one to do it.
Only when it comes to Janelle and Janelle only. Because she will not. That cape has been ran through, got holes in it.
He is holding on to it. I'm telling you.
Belle don't want to watch the live. She don't want to know. She wants to turn the blind eye on purpose. I have to admit what's going on with Janelle.
How's the song go? If you're playing me, keep it on the low. I don't want to know.
I don't want to know.
Yeah, you are better than this.
I really am. Y'all pray for me. I'm gonna come out of it. Don't worry. I will. I'm strong. I will survive.
Better than this. I don't know why are we here?
I don't know. I'm gonna work on it.
Woman is 52 and she's trying to fight. Like, what's happening?
52, Lord.
She didn't put about 20 or 30 years on that lady.
Right.
Extra on it.
She also said for the women were women of the night. Ooh, 4 of the women were women of the night, and I didn't like that.
The men.
Oh my God.
But whoever's lying about the jobs, we know that's Chris 2.0 is lying about his job.
Well,
okay.
You didn't need her to expose that.
No, that's real. One of those women were Cat, the RN, the med spa owner. Okay.
Like what? But my thing is, what are we meant to do with this information?
Right.
Like what now?
Right.
That's what I'm kind of confused about. I'm just all right. My thing is this. It's not even like that's. I mean, people will feel how they want, but it's like this is 2023. We are in the age of OnlyFans, and it's just kind of like there's all kinds of stuff everywhere. Like I said, everyone might feel differently about it, but it's just kind of like, what am I supposed to say to you, airing her or whoever else out about them? I'm like, if it's honest money and people are paying, like I don't know what I'm supposed to say. Whether that's even suggestive is true. Like I don't even want to just take her word for it because it looks like she can say anything, as everyone's been saying. But I'm like, let's just say that is the case. Like, okay, and like
the first time there was rumors about people doing all these things before. That didn't stop anybody from watching the show.
Right.
So we don't care. We just watching the show.
Yeah, I'm like, are we all supposed to boycott now?
Yeah, like, right. That's your personal business. It just every time she does that, it just makes her look worse. Like just like with the purse, it's like you did that thing and that was gonna paint you in a better light. It just made you look worse.
Right.
Somebody. And we didn't even get to the can we get closer to the reunion before you start doing all this?
That's what I'm saying. Like we all far out. Now we watching the show. Like, all right, like you just made this worse.
Right. When are y'all gonna start tussling? Like what? Right now, hugging Janelle. Like, can we get to the mess?
Please. Yeah, that's what I'm here for. I'm here for reunion. I'm here for the mess. I can't wait. So excited.
I love people going to talk every week and go on an interview while they still on the show if they don't do nothing. Like
so annoying.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hold on. I was going to ask Kira, can you hear us? Or did you?
Yeah, I can hear you. This Wi-Fi is so wonky though.
Okay.
Like my camera ain't even.
It's all good.
No, that's okay. We can hear you though.
What you gonna say about the mess?
Yeah.
Oh, I was just listening to Miss Misha's live. This is what we were talking about. The same thing. The DoorDash comment. The boyfriends back home, like you said. The Pride Parade, and what else did she say? That's what we were talking about last week. And
Sassy and whatever he said.
Yeah, and Tacky T and going to Tacky T and going to Cat's house.
Mm-hmm.
Embarrassing.
Like,
embarrassing.
I don't know. I don't get the rainbow flag vibes from Chris either, but that's just me. I don't know where she got that from. You can go to a parade and not be part of the community, but it's okay.
Right. And then what did you think of any of the stuff we said about the episode or the dates or the elimination, any of that?
We could have kept confusing Chris and let Morier go home. I was confused. I thought there were more people that were saying no to Morier than boring Christopher, but okay.
That's what Morier should stay. We have to have somebody interesting. Like,
yes, you still got Phil and
I said somebody interesting.
Okay. No, that's real. When she said Phil, I was like, "Who is that?"
Yeah, you were
like, "Who is that?" Oh, I forgot.
Why would we keep boring Chris? Forgettable Phil. Like, I mean, at this point, what are we looking at the getaway? Last season was already struggly enough with the getaway. It was like 3 episodes long. Like, wrap it up. Now I got Chris lie about his career path and Phil. I don't know.
You got Phil, Quentin, Herbert, and Chris, right? And I miss Phil, Quentin, Herbert, Chris. That's it.
Morier, at least going up here.
Yeah. Maria got baby mama drama.
Right.
That was the other thing.
Right. That's true.
But then she didn't speak up and speak her speech, so we don't know if she's telling the truth or not.
She literally said nothing. She said when your baby daddy's lying. Like, lying about what? What part was the lie? And then
I've been there.
I'd be interested to find out
what it was exactly.
Says he with you, Shayna. They need to pack up Herbert. He got to go.
Herbert is sleepwalking.
He is sleepwalking.
They gonna keep Herbert so the women can be like, you don't call me. Why don't you ever? And then they fighting over him. Like,
that's probably what they trying to say. They probably trying to set that up. That's exactly what they're trying to do. They trying to have these women fight over Herbert.
Yeah, I was going to say something, but I'm gonna keep it to myself.
Offline, write it down so you don't forget because I want to. I want to hear.
I'm trying to gain subscribers, so I'm gonna just.
Okay. Right.
Oh, then I can start.
Right. Yes. All right. Final thoughts, predictions.
For you, give us your prediction.
I would like Lee to speak up.
Give me some time.
Oh, I want Lee to speak up and tell us if she's actually been on a date with Herbert, because I think last episode Herbert said it was Janelle and Lee he was interested in, but Janelle said he don't call, and what's the name said he didn't call this episode. So I need Lee to speak up and tell us what the truth of the matter.
He was interested in.
Well, Herbert got a girlfriend at home.
He do.
Huh?
He got a yes. That's what I think.
Yeah. They said somebody was living with their girlfriend, but I don't know who. But thanks to Janelle, she gonna tell it all. Don't worry, she's gonna clear the air as soon as we season wrap up. Wait till she get an interview.
Yeah.
Tequila Lightweight having beef with Janelle because she clocked to BB immediately. Janelle be clocking them, y'all.
And I mean, and listen, and that, and there will be valid points, because my thing is, anybody who goes up to any woman who is I mean, just in general, but a stranger talking about something, I want to suck them, da 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 da. Like, no.
No.
So yeah. And then what was I gonna say?
A prediction.
Kiara, what did you just say?
When I was talking about Herbert and if he has a girlfriend at home.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'll come back.
Lee?
You gotta go. I forgot it.
Was it about Lee?
Oh, thank you. Yes, it was about Lee. Yeah, I was gonna say to piggyback off of what you said, I would like for Lee to just speak up. Period. Like, I would just like her to elevate her voice. I would like her to get some energy, drink some coffee, and like give some conversation. Because I'm telling you, she just kind of be like, yeah, and you know, and and I mean, it's very much sleepy time tea. Like, come on.
Yes.
The heavy lash.
I don't know if she's bored or trying to be sexy. I'm confused.
Maybe a combination of the two. Maybe.
Yeah, sometimes I feel like when she was at Marvin, I'm like bored. But then when she was with somebody else, I'm like, are you trying to be sexy? Like, open your mouth and speak.
Self-eliminate. Yeah. Normally we're good for having one of those.
We'll probably get that maybe later on in the season.
But she has people that like her, so I don't know how that works. I'm trying to figure out if they do two ladies in that show, which two ladies they might do.
The people that they like is never consistent. It's never every week. Like, oh, yep, it's still my same time. Like, it changes every time.
That's true.
That's true too.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back. I'm definitely gonna go back and look for that, Portia. And I was also gonna say what Kira just said about Lee. I've heard that before. I mean, I've heard that before. Like, there's some, I don't know what you call that. I don't know if it's like a huskiness or it's something in the voice, but it's kind of like raspy. And there's kind of like, like there's a certain kind of rasp and something like the way she talks. There is like this tone to it. But yeah, like you said, I can't tell if that's her or if she's trying to like, sound like a enticing,
right.
Like, yeah.
But that's how Lee's eyes are. It's all like, like, girl, hello, wake up, hello.
It's making me a little sleepy.
Yes. We're definitely gonna check out the way Janelle.
I gotta finish watching my notes.
Yeah, I want to see that.
Bringing it up.
It is. I'm telling you. I personally call it snuffleupagus. Not obviously not the size or anything, but the lashes and the way Snuffy talk kind of slow too. Just very, I'm like, girl, come on, girl.
You okay? You want her to speak up and talk about what exactly though? Like at this point, doesn't even
right.
She can just
That's real. No, that's real. Right. No, Shayna, that's you real. That's real. Speak up and talk about what exactly. We don't nothing. It's fine.
Don't worry about it. I've lost interest.
Yes. All right. Well, we are. Any final thoughts before we wrap it up and call it a night?
What was because I gotta take my notes. I didn't get there yet. What was in the previews for next week?
Oh yeah, previews for next week. So the only thing that stood out to me was Marie bringing Jessica and Janelle to their ex. Oh, because they're meeting exes.
Yes.
Jessica and Janelle to meet Marie's ex, who does tarot card readings. And both of them was like, not in my house. We serve the Lord up in here. Janelle said something. I don't be having pagan rituals and things like that in front of me. So that didn't go very well. And then I think it was
Janelle and Marie.
Chris.
Yes. They reaching.
Like every time it just never makes any sense. Where did this connection come about?
Ain't no telling. But that's what the ex does. And then I think Chris one point, well, it's only one Chris now. Chris and Jessica. Chris introduces Jessica to his ex, and the ex says that he basically had her, as a maid. She was pretty much in a position of servitude. I don't know if it was to him. It sounded like that. You know how they edit things and make chop and screw clips, but the lady definitely was like, "Nah, girl, be careful with him."
And a cultural thing. I just feel like if we're already at the point of meeting exes, like normally this is like when we down to like we about to make our decision, like we ready to walk. Let me just say we ready to walk out to the theme song.
Yes.
So it's like we meet exes, and I don't. Who likes who?
Right.
Like, what?
Okay. Time for mess when it's time to meet the exes. I know that's right.
Yeah.
Always.
Because the ex always be like, "Oh, my ex from 9th grade." Like, what is this?
It do be the ex from 9th grade. It do be the ex from 9th grade.
Somebody from like.
Okay, but wait. Do y'all remember the DC season? The I don't know if the guy he was like bald headed. I think he might have had a beard, but he was Walter. He was an older guy. And you remember how they had that one chick roll up? I was like, okay, now who hired this woman off the street with them? And I'm not trying to be this. I'm just saying, but like the nails, the hair, how she was talking. I was like,
exactly.
This man was sticking it with this. No.
Yes.
In his 40s, like
yes,
high school. How did you even have her number? Why did you even get in contact with her?
Full of shit. Exactly.
Stunts and shows. I was like, absolutely not.
Stunts and shows. That was in that moment. I was like, Walter, you full of shit. You playing games. You playing games.
I think it was last season. Was it last season? Me and Brandon was talking about that. I think somebody had brought it up, and we were like, somebody was like, "Oh yeah, I got my ex from high school." It was one of the ladies. She brought him in, and then they were like, "Yeah, was she crazy?" And it was like, "Yeah, she used to be crazy. She used to be going through my phone in 10th grade." Why are we bringing this up?
Oh yes, I do remember that. I do remember that episode. I can't remember who it was talking about. But he was just putting all her business out, and all that stuff happened in high school or something. I was like,
hey, I'm like,
anyway,
is there no one else? No one recent. Right. Pull a Jeffrey and just be like, I don't have no exes. Listen,
right?
I don't know these men.
Okay, I don't know him.
They've been deleted.
Yes,
I've never seen. And we keep on to say
exactly.
And I was gonna say to Portia really quickly, because you gave me some abdominal ab exercises, the likes of which I have not had in a very long time. Yes, I'm telling them myself, but I just suddenly got the image of Eeyore's voice and demeanor with Lee's face, and I just like genuine tears were like coming to my eyes. Lord, like. Yes. Okay, but I'm good. I'm good now. I didn't think I was gonna make it for a second.
That was a perfect description.
Well, now I know how Eeyore talks. And when he talks to Winnie the Pooh, I was just like, oh.
If we get rid of Lee and her heavy eyes, who is gonna laugh at? So now we gotta keep her just for that.
There we go.
No, I'm sure we just need to get to this reunion because there's really nothing going on this season. It really isn't. Yeah. Honestly.
And you could also say that for Roa and Detroit.
And yes, Roa and all of it.
Who's watching that?
Yeah, I stopped watching Detroit. I was like, I'm not doing this. Y'all,
you don't want a headache?
I can't do this.
Yeah, it was causing trauma. I mean,
it makes no sense. It's just like we don't even know y'all. Like y'all, we barely been introduced. Y'all falling out over what and arguing about what? And I'm just like, at least with Huntsville, I understand Huntsville works our nerves now too. But at least we understood their friendship, their business relationship, a comeback group, all that, and then we kind of saw the cracks, and then we got to where we are now. Right. We don't know anything about y'all, and y'all arguing about this, and y'all mad about this, and you snaking out. I don't snake my friend. I'm just like, all right, please get out of here.
No. I wasn't never with that, but I won't be. I told you after Anthony's blubbering, I just
no, that's real. Oh my God, Harold, go away from me with this Samurai Jack.
Listen, I listened to somebody, I think it was Misha's review, and she was saying that the one with the puff on his head was like, I don't know how to be a protector. I don't know how to defend my wife. Like, clearly, I ain't doing nothing.
No, you haven't missed anything with Christina and Samurai Jack. I'm definitely gonna start calling him that.
That's
oh my God, it's hilarious.
And see, only there's there's a few folks who wouldn't know what that means, but see, if you know, you know. Yes.
You know.
I would take the Atlanta Wives over that any day.
You said what wives?
The Atlanta Wives, the real Roa, RHOA.
Oh yeah, even with this struggle,
yeah.
like I can't. No, Detroit is not even. Even like I understand DC was in for some people, but I'm just like Detroit. Just there's nothing. Like I don't know what I don't even know what to say about it. It's just
I'm just talking to my mind. Oh my gosh, D, you might remember because you remember everything. When I thought about watching Detroit, and remember on the Parkers where Monique was holding somebody hostage, and she's like, "Sit here, or I'm gonna make you watch Glitter." Oh. I was like, that's how I felt. Like somebody had me in bondage trying to watch Detroit. Like this is a punishment.
Yes, it is. It's just so like, what is? I can't even put it into words because it's like we've seen all kinds of reality TV shows, and some are, we have top tier, we have this, we have good, just okay, bad, whack. I don't know, I never want to see this again. And this is just, I just feel like, I don't know, I don't even know what to say. Like, I just feel like after Huntsville in DC, I just feel like to have something this bad, it's just like, Carlos, I'm gonna need you to go figure something out. And do you know what the ratings were for Detroit? I think it was this last episode, but 151,000 viewers.
I feel like it was good when it first started because it was something new, but they just bicker and argue too much about nothing, and I was like, I don't have time for this. Like,
it was good.
It's not even funny.
Because when it first started, it was like these people really don't know each other like that. Like they trying to I knew you for 8 years in passing at best because y'all seem like y'all just met. And then it was like, if I hear about Atlanta, all I can remember about those early conversations was Atlanta. Like, what else is going on?
Yeah. And it didn't seem authentic either. Like, I'm like, is this how y'all really act, or is this?
It's like, let's throw on some Rocky and some male chauvinist and throw a Bible in the mix and act like it's the same formula.
That's exactly what it is. Oh, Bell Collective has been really good.
It has.
That's not much there. It's really the recognition it deserves.
It doesn't. And I'm gonna need Carlos to cut his losses and give Bell Collective the attention it deserves and toss Detroit in the trash can because no,
it's trying to get back to that 11 marriage we had in the first season, and we're never gonna have that again.
It's not happening.
I heard Melody isn't coming back anymore. She wasn't coming back for like a upcoming season.
Who?
I heard that too. Melody.
Oh, she isn't?
That's what I heard.
That's word on the curb.
In the previews for like the mid-season trailer, so I don't know. Or the next.
Or do they mean like the season after that?
Well, she could, even though I know this is her baby. She, it was her idea, but she can go.
Yeah.
But
I know. Portia, every time oh my gosh, and I already said this to Belle on one of her videos, but every time I see Anthony, all I hear is one thing. It's looking like a Kobe cat. I'm just like, how long did you get up in the mirror and say like, oh, this is the one? I was just like, oh my gosh, wait. Oh my gosh, it was just so embarrassing.
It's like he's looking for a moment. Like he's been waiting to get on the TV screen for a long time. His wife don't want to deal with it. She just there by default.
The one that wants to be there. Dr. Latoya don't want to be there at all.
No, she's so distant. She's so just
she's like,
so
we don't behave like this. Woo, woo, woo.
Yeah. Here. And I'm like, I don't know why you're on this show then. I don't know who told you. I don't know who told you or didn't tell you how reality TV works. But all this whole I'm disengaging and we don't do this and we ain't about this. I'm like, that's not how this works. You are working with Carlos King, the head honcho of mess. Okay. Right. So I don't know what you thought you were getting, but yeah, you already in the mess.
Right.
I mean, he could have been friend of, so he could just appear without dragging his whole family on there because his wife don't want nothing to do with it. She can't be bothered.
That's
like Bravo.
Right.
He could have been a full-time cast member since he's married.
We could switch the two of them. Although I don't even know if his wife says anything either. But
I was gonna say his wife's not interesting. She be in the background too.
Yeah, but I could certainly do it a whole lot less Anthony because I'm telling you, I mean, I've said it plenty of times, but I promise I'm the most chill, laid back person. And just the sudden flashes of violence and imagery that flashes in my head when some of these guys get on screen, I'm just like, this is not healthy for me at all.
No, that's real. That's real.
I mean,
we at the 2-hour mark.
We got a comment from Portia.
Oh, sorry. Anthony is such a child. When he gets upset, he immediately jumps to calling adults little girl or little boy. Yes.
Yeah, I don't like that.
And his wife just sits there and doesn't say anything. Just lets him do whatever. And not that she can control him, but at least check him.
Right.
At home or something.
I watched when he was on that boat crying, someone nobody cares about me. And it was just like, you have some inner healing and obviously some childhood trauma that she needs to work on. He looked like a little boy. He looked like a little boy himself when he was crying. Nobody cares about me. Nobody loves me.
I didn't watch it. I fast forward. I hit the fast forward button. I wasn't about to watch.
I literally did the same thing. I was like, I know you lying to me.
Okay, no. I'm not.
At least with Real Housewives, we know Drew and Ralph about to get into it. Like, there's something to look forward to. Like, Detroit, why are y'all even torturing yourselves like this?
Yeah.
I'd be like, doggone, Dr. Latoya, clear your throat or something like do something. She just be sitting there staring like a deer in headlights.
Yeah.
Did y'all see that picture of Latrice's arm, like the back of her arms? From the Bell Collective, and it had like bruises on them. I was like, too much for my community's have.
I heard about it, but I didn't look.
I'm sure. Yeah, it was like bruises on both sides of like her arms. We seen him grabbing her about the arms. So yeah, and then when she had that, when it was at So Gucci's party, she had bruises all on the back of her arm.
Oh my God! See, okay.
That's right. We're supposed to find out who's pregnant tonight. Yeah, we got
Yes.
I think I have an idea because I know how these trailers work, but I'll save it for later.
Well, the streets already stop bringing the streets into this. The streets already said who they think it is.
Okay, it'll be interesting if it's who I think it is.
Okay,
we're gonna keep it a secret.
Yeah, because I don't know who's watching it.
Don't spoil it. I want to see.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, you don't know? Okay.
No, not. Let me watch the episode and then we'll talk.
Yeah.
It won't be no point in guessing. We'll know. I want to hear your prediction.
I think it's Tambra.
With who? Glenn?
Really?
Yeah, I think it's Tambra too. Tambra had on that loose hoodie last week, and then the last time we saw her, she was drinking water. I said,
Tamra.
Mm-hmm.
And we I feel like we haven't seen that much of her. Like she's just kind of been like here, there, and popping. So I'm like,
She was like, "Y'all want me to put this where? Okay, bye." And I was like, "Ooh, that morning sickness must be wearing her out."
Right.
She had to go to a radio event though, but
she said, "I got to be at an event in like 3 seconds. Goodbye."
That's what she said, but who knows?
You all enjoy Tambra's radio hosting voice?
No, I'm glad she's starting to come into her natural.
Oh, them crickets! Everybody was like,
right.
Ready?
Okay, we wasn't trying to.
I mean, I did hear before that it could have been Latrice too. I hope not. I hope it's.
I will literally fast forward every scene Latrice is in if that's true.
Absolutely, I refuse. I refuse.
I mean, she's not gonna leave him, so I guess what difference would it make at this point?
Yeah.
She should though.
Yes.
Well, she in too deep. Poor thing.
It's a little. It's never too deep. I'm just sitting there wondering like why her mama don't say something to her sometimes, and I'm like, I guess they're on camera. She don't want to embarrass her, but I'd be like, listen, girl, let me put you to the side and tell you something. You need to get.
Yeah.
She already said.
He says little things to her, but I don't know.
Yeah, she said it. She said she would F him up if she could. So I'm like, okay, just make a plan off camera and figure
exactly.
It's a contradiction when she said, well, I know you, he loves you, and you love her. Like, girl, what are you looking at? You don't love her.
I think that was
just saying that force of habit. You know, you have to kind of like, I don't know.
I was trying to say something polite, I guess, or to pacify the truth.
Cameras was rolling.
Right.
She always running to that brother's house or going to the other room. Just girl, get your things and just go.
That's what I'm saying. Ain't no need for no temporary stay. Just look. Let's make this a permanent thing. Just stay away.
That's what I was confused. Like, what does she own? Does he own everything? Because I thought a lot of that was stuff that she owned, like the business and stuff. So I'm like, do you not have anything to call your own that you could just up and leave? I know they say make a plan before you go, but make the plan.
Right. And he's like a small child, and she's 35. Yeah. Like, this is a full, like, what? And
you like trying to outlive him.
Watch him outlive
her. You know they say they say evil folks live forever.
Yeah, I was gonna say evil. Yeah, that's real.
What they say.
I've heard that.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I've seen it in action from time to time.
Wrapping up. Final thoughts. Everybody want to shout out their page? Kira, you want to go first?
You can go first.
Oh, okay, sure. My Wi-Fi has been kind of funny, but we'll be finishing getting up my Roja that's behind. What do I have next week? I have my watch list next Friday, a Saturday sip next Saturday, and keep your notifications on. In case I decide to do something else, I'll just be having to do a lot of recording, and then when my Wi-Fi lets me be great, then I can put it up.
Any pajama Sunday even?
End of the month. The last Sunday in the month is a pajama Sunday. I'm debating on whether to make that a live or not, but we'll see.
Cool. Shayna?
Coming up, I'm gonna do my Ready to Love review. The Bell Collective, since we were just talking about it. Real Housewives of Atlanta's coming up. I said I was gonna try to get more comfortable doing lives and things and hot topics and whatever. But it's hard to keep up with the mess every day. It's like something else going on. Did y'all see Unc with the chair got locked up? Oh
yeah.
I was like,
oh. I hope somebody bail him out.
Is that the birthday boy in the back? I heard somebody yelling.
Yes, I'm sorry.
Aww.
Celebrate happy birthday.
Letting him stay up past his bedtime.
It's the summertime.
Y'all nice. I was in bed by 9:30, 10 o'clock, even during the summer. They probably was just tired of me. That was
I could get him in there, but when I'm up doing stuff, he'd be like, listen, you on your time, I'm on my time. So I'm like, all right.
Yeah. My mom had my kids, and she was like, she had when my son was little. She said she had him one time when I was on vacation. It was like 8:30, and she's like, "All right, time for bed." And she said he went to the window, was like, "The sun is still out." Like what? And she was like, "Oh, it's 8:30." My goodness.
I'm confusion with that sun out because I had to do the same thing with him. I'm like, it's nighttime though. I know it's light out, but it's night.
He was like, no, ma'am, I still got a little bit more time. What you mean?
Right.
Yeah.
It's funny because I remember the first was I 5 or 6? I think it might have been my dad, but basically I didn't understand how the mornings work because to me morning is when the sun is out. So I remember I feel like I had woken up and it was like 2 a.m. and I said something about like, oh, well, I feel like I said something akin to like, okay, well, I guess I'll see you in the morning. And I think he said like, oh, it is morning. I'm like, how is it the morning? I'm like, there's no sun. It's dark. How is it morning? I'm like, but he's like, it's the next day. I was like I was so confused. And then of course, eventually I figured it out. But yeah, it's like, it's interesting how we understand things or make sense of it when we're young. Yeah.
Mhm.
I feel like we still, even grown people, still be like, it'll be 1:00 in the morning, and it's like, all right, well, you know, in the morning, but tomorrow, it's a natural habit. Like,
D, what's going on your channel?
Like I said, we gotta knock out. We gotta finish Queen Charlotte, finish they clone Tyrone, and once I at least have those two things out the way, I might consider doing just some kind of wrap up to cover some of the stuff I've been watching. But we'll see. Like I said, I just gotta catch up. That's my main thing.
Got it. I have already recorded videos. I just need to edit them. So I'm probably gonna spend a lot of the weekend editing. And I'll have a Ready to Love recap as well. So I can go on my I Love Janelle rant and do it in peace. I can do it in peace.
Edit that out.
And Bell Collective as well. Bell Collective. Yeah, and that is all. That is all. But you guys can catch us next Friday. We're probably gonna push the time back to 9:30 and we'll announce it. I believe Kira, it'll be on your page.
Yep, I'm up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it will be on Kira's page next Friday, 9:30.
Yep.
We'll make sure to blast that time change there. But yeah, it's always fun. Thank you, Harold, Portia.
Yeah.
Who else is in the comments? Portia, Harold. There was somebody else. Miss Joan, Lynette. A couple other people I can't. Sorry if I didn't call your name. It's not because I didn't see you. It's just because I forgot. My apologies. And this
that's everybody.
list is very long. But anyway, hope you guys come back. Loved having the conversation. We will see you guys on Friday next week, 9:30 Eastern Standard Time, talking about episode 7, Ready to Love, on Miss Kira Speaks channel. Y'all have a good night and take care.
Bye.
Bye.